not take it out for a drive?
I think I did. But you never get a drive back.
Oh.
No, that's my
I don't know how much gas is in your car, honestly. So.
And then it's throwing an EVH air at Tino EVH air, and I looked it up. Okay.
Right. Right. Yeah, she's spicy. She's spicy for sure. So, all right. I'll see you tomorrow, John. Good night. So our good friend John McClellan was here. He's picking up his GT4RS. We'll say partial lab rat. He's like 80% of the way there. We just got brakes and some wheels and tires to do. He's got his aero. He's got his power. He's got his full D3 package, which is one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight. And I can't wait for him to try it. He brought the Ferrari home, so that was nice. And the Ferrari's throwing a code. What a surprise! It's Italian. So hey, oh! I'm not used to being so far away from home. I want to be back in. Now I'm sounding freaking Transylvanian all of a sudden. I'm turning Italian and the Count at the same time. How about that? We also had Philip fixed Mr. Ed Assad's tow hook. It was pretty janked up and bent, so we suck hillbilly Philly on it, and he got it all made pretty nice. So I'll deliver this to Ed tomorrow so that it can go in his 991.2 GT3RS Lab Rat, and first track day. So first track day of the season for most of us is tomorrow. Let me get over here and grab this thing. It says low battery, but that's all right. Pretty sure we have a solution for that. I probably unplugged something I shouldn't have unplugged. Hey, there we go. Very nice. Close that. So this way I can see the comments and chat with all of y'all as they might come in without having to discuss it live and upon voice delay, as it were. This was a week. This one got me worn out. So Monday we shipped our GT4RS, what was our GT4RS Lab Rat down south. New owners Bill and Tammy Lackey now have it, and they are getting it registered and getting it insured and learning all of the wonderful things that are new car ownership. Hopefully some canyon rides before they get out on the track. I know Bill was getting all the insurance all done and all that good stuff. So I'm sure we'll be hearing some great things about it. It's just kind of a funny anecdote. Front axle lift worked great. Goes on the truck, goes up, gets on the truck, no problem. It gets there, and of course the car acts up. Something, as anybody in the car industry, the automotive industry, will appreciate, effing cars. Sometimes you're like, you serious? You gonna do this now? Okay. Like John borrowing my 458, and now it has some kind of code on the Manatino that's related to low voltage. Probably just needs the battery charged up because it's been sitting, but still, really? Come on. So they hit a button, they heard a noise, the lift wouldn't go up, texted me, it was about 5:30, I'm on my way home. They got the car on the lift, they got the wheel off, everything's fine. So, who knows? Cars just being cranky. So, cranky cars being cranky cars. So, seems a little lightly attended this fine evening. We'll give you all a couple more minutes to come on in. I'll tell some more stories. This is my, I was trying something from a friend of mine's company called Discommon. They are a bunch of industrial designers from various pedigrees. This is their whiskey tumbler, and it is quite nice. Fits the hand nice. It's all CNC machined. You can see all the shapes on it. It's quite pretty. So using that one. Hey, what's up, Black Walter? So giving the whiskey a slightly chilled ambiance in the glass. Track day tomorrow. We're gonna have 3 lab rats at the track day, and we got a new toy. So Justin got a new toy. What is it? A 100 500? You said? Got a new toy. 100 500. It just keeps going and going. So nice. So the lens that he wanted was a 200 600, but it was on forever back order. So B&H Photo, being a quality outfit, gave him an option to get a 100 500 they had in stock, and that's great. So, 200 800. 200, a lot of 100. It was like a whole lot. So he'll be able to pull all those cars in, get those great zoomy shots that everybody loves with all the motion in them. Panning shots, I think they're called in the vernacular. And we'll be able to put some more of those up all around the shop, so that we can promote Justin and Caleb's artwork, not other people's artwork, which would be fantastic. So track day tomorrow, we've got Mr. Doug Stedding and his, we'll call it a Cup Rat. Yeah, it's a beautiful car. So he's got MCS, he's got our headers, he's got Cup front fenders and flares. He has our splitter, and he has our wing. There you go. Yeah, that's good. So Doug's is the one on the left. He's running PFC brakes. He's running 4 fin speed wheels. Yeah, I think this was fin speeds. Fin speeds or forge lines, one of the two. I think that was before we got his new wheels. So forge line wheels now. 285 in the front, 325 in the rear. She should be quite beastly tomorrow with all that extra aero, nice cool temps, and nice fresh rubber. Got Supercar 3Rs on it. What's up, Larry? Car in the middle, or I suppose on the right side, is Mr. Ed Ased's 991.2 GT4RS with the orange wheels that he recently procured. Those are his snow tires. That is a full 991.2 GT3RS Lab Rat from Dundon Motorsports. MCS 3-ways, full splitter, Valkyrie wing, Intake package, headers, muffler, the full shebang. That car waited about 9 months for an engine, which is truly unfortunate, but it's back now. Ed's making the best of it. He broke it in about a week, got about 1,000 miles on it. And this one's for you, Ed, this little tow hook. Mr. Phillip got that all dialed in for you, and I'll bring it with me tomorrow. We can put it on the car. Oh, he's gonna fix some stuff. He's gonna fix more stuff. Trust but verify, so to speak. And Mr. John McClellan just picked up his car, which I'm sure we have a picture of somewhere. 4RS Lab Rat. Maybe we don't have a picture of it yet. We will after tomorrow. So imagine a white Panda spec GT4RS with all of our beautiful black carbon upon it. Ah, there we go. That's the before, surrounded by 2 other Lab Rats. So now there are officially 3 full Lab Rat GT4RSs in the world. Potentially 1 more coming in Texas, if we hear from Felix at Saga. Right on. Must be John driving home. Sounds awesome. That's great. That's good to hear. So John's only got wheels, brakes, and some suspension goodies to make his big fat wheels fit on the car so we can run 265, 325, Supercar 3Rs. Track day at Pacific. That's right, Mr. Curtis. Tomorrow, I am bringing burritos in my helmet because I guess I'm driving some guest laps, but not burritos in my helmet because that would make my helmet smell bad. Even though I do like the smell of burritos, so maybe I should do that. I don't know. As long as they don't leak in my helmet. So let's talk a little bit, since we're on the topic of GT4RS, let's talk a little bit about our D3 package that we have a special offer for those interested. So we've done testing on it, and it makes 40 pound-feet and 40 wheel horsepower. And we believe it actually makes more than that because of the ram air nature of that car, the side scoops behind the passenger windows and whatnot. You can pull that full size if you want. There we go. So we've got our version, I forget which version, version 11, 12, 13, 15, 47 muffler in there. We have sold a few of these, and I appreciate everyone's patience who has purchased them. Some of the parts, as you can tell, we do not own a 3D printer. A number of those parts are 3D printed. So we are a little bit at their timeline as far as when we will finish them. We are supposed to be getting those parts, I believe, next week. And once they are here close to the end of the week, we will begin building these in earnest. All the headers are done. The plenums are here. They have arrived, and the totality of the system, by managing the secondary length, by managing the primary length, by managing the overall length in the exhaust, by taking special care for reducing the decibels when the valves are closed and giving the expanding waves the appropriate amount of distance to expand and reflect, we're producing quite a bit of power. So on to the offer. Do you have a picture? Yeah, there you go. Let's show that up there. So this is the dyno. You can see that it's making power everywhere. This is no tune, no check engine light, no shenanigans, no BS. So 36.6 max gains at about 5,000. I think I can read that. About 5,000 RPM. And pretty close to peak. We're making almost 38 wheel horsepower. So car gets pretty spicy at those levels. Having driven stock car, Lab Rat back to back, or D3 equipped car back to back, the D3 car is super spicy, super spicy. So this is where you all come in. So we're giving you a $3,000 rebate upon completion of the before and after 60 to 130 measurements. We'll even throw in the draggy for you to be able to measure these things. Dundon wants you to post your 60 to 130 times. That's right, baby. We want you. AI is pretty cool in that regard. That's pretty quick and easy way to build a nice little American flag Uncle Sam level race car jammy jam. So we're looking for help to generate pre and post 60 to 130 times in response to that, we will give you a $3,000 rebate on the full package. So if that's of interest, give us a call. We've got some social media posts and such for that. Let's talk a little bit, because this gets asked a lot and I have to answer it a lot, and Ted has to answer it a lot. Our power packages, be they 991.2 GT3 or GT4RS or et cetera, do they set a check engine light? In the majority of cases, no. There are a couple instances where they can, but in general, they do not. 991.1 GT3RS is one that it does need a tune because it gets a little cranky right at idle, and it will say that it has a manifold leak when it does not. Luckily, that's only 1 year. All of the rest do not require a tune. They, in general, do not need a tune. 991.2 GT3RS doesn't need a tune. 718 GT4RS D3 package does not need a tune. Some other ones where we're making quite a large change in volumetric efficiency, like our 997 D4 package that includes our resonance intakes, the tune is part of that package because we have to add additional fuel. Thank you, sir. We have to add, we have to change the ignition timing because we're shifting the torque peaks around. So those that require a tune, we will let you know. But in general, you can buy without fear, especially the modern GT cars. You don't have to worry about it. 991.2 GT3RS package, full plenum, airbox, all the rest. Lots and lots of power. And we've done, as you can see, 60 to 130 times in the past. So 10.16 seconds before, 8.93 after. We have a drag racer in Cutter that has gone less than 10.5, 10.47, 10.48, something like that, I forget, in the quarter mile, which is astounding in that car. Because I think stock it goes 11.2 or 11.3. So he's almost a full second faster. And by rights, he's running race gas and has a tune and a number of things on it, but it does mean that the parts are working, right? So don't be afraid, I guess. You know, there are others in the industry that will sell you snake oil. We're not snake oil salesmen. We provide real parts that do real stuff that really does enhance your enjoyment of your vehicle. So that's kind of what we do it for. Make them more fun. Make them more fun. Hear that, internet? We make them more fun. All right, so D4 package, D3 package. I'll go back to telling you about my week. So, Lab Rat left on Monday. Monday and Tuesday I was up early. The missus had some appointments early in Seattle, so took her up to Seattle. Wednesday, been working with Charles on tuning a car. Funnily enough, as I just got through saying that we don't have to tune cars. Sometimes we do want to, and we have to figure out how to. So 991.2 GT3 is one that we want to currently, and slowly figuring out how to. Wednesday, Mr. Ted got back from his trip to Mexico for his 40th birthday, so happy belated birthday to Ted. And he brought with him, as many do from Mexico, some unwanted stomach bugs, and he has been fighting that off ever since. So good luck and Godspeed to you, my friend. And I don't just mean speedy trips to the bathroom and back. So I think he's on the mend. We've been chatting throughout the week. We did have a sale that closed yesterday officially. That was 10% off for port quarantine cars. We are learning more that those cars are still in quarantine, but there are ECUs inbound. I've heard from various sources, my spider web of fellow RS owners who are anxiously waiting for their car to appear, are saying that ECUs are on their way to the ports and are actively being installed as quick as they might get them into cars. So maybe sometime this month we see a 3RS. So I'm not putting I wouldn't put a $100 bill on the table for it, because quite frankly, it doesn't seem that anybody knows where and when these cars are going to show up. So, what else? D3, D4 power packages. All right. Oh, high torque. We are ramping up our the amount of high torques that we were trying to keep in stock. We've got a number of you that are anxiously awaiting them. We have 5 inbound, 3 are taken, and we have 5 quickly on the heels of those. So we should be able to begin to keep them in stock. As soon as we are down to 3 in-house, we're going to order another 5. It is the season of these starting to flow out, and we want everyone to be able to remove their wheels quickly without having any assistance to hold a steering wheel or hold a brake pedal or all of those things that end up being the case when you try and take center locks off with either a torque multiplier or a big breaker bar or anything like that. This is one of the only options that you truly can do it by yourself. So those are coming back in stock. There was one more thing on there, Justin, I've already forgotten because I have the attention span of a gnat sometimes. Finger followers. Finger followers is something that we have repeatedly been asked about. 991.1 finger followers. Oh my God, my warranty is running out. What do I do? Do I throw the car away? What if I just put new camshafts in it? What if I... Ah, yes. Here's the little boogers now. Here you can see we've got a 3-hour engine. You can see these little lines in here. Let's see if I can do it this. There we go. That shows up better. That is what we're talking about. That is the scoring that is happening on the finger follower. You can see that the DLC is worn off and that we've exposed metal. As this progresses, the majority of the DLC leaves and you slowly begin to change the shape or contour of the pad such that the valve, which is over here, this gets pressed on this way to move the valve up and down, so it kind of pivots. This is the hydraulic lifter that inflates, that allows it to pivot around to press the valve. All my fingers are in the way, so that's fine. As this changes, this shape changes, then the interface between the camshaft, of which I'll grab one over here. This is not a Porsche camshaft, but it'll give you, actually, yeah, this is a Honda camshaft. It'll give you a semblance of what I'm talking about. These lobes, this is that VTEC, yo. These lobes will slowly be worn similarly to the, so we'll do it like this. This is not how this works on a Honda, but it's close enough. You guys get the idea. This rides on this, and it swivels around. So you can imagine if this shape changes, then the valve events and when the valves open and close change as well. And this is why the car begins to misfire at high RPM. So what do we do when you have a part that is wearing and you know it's wearing and you want to keep the engine for a long time? You don't want to circulate metal inside the engine, which will then affect a number of other things like the bearing clearances and the journal bearings for the cams and all kinds of things. You'll start to wear things out. which is no good. We don't wearing things out. We don't want to open up clearances and let things rattle and eventually fly out of the engine. You replace these before the wear gets too bad. Good night, brother. You replace these wearable items by performing a visual inspection and swapping them out. When they start to look like this one did with the lines on it, and it's fine. You don't need to come and zoom in. It's cool. Everybody knows what they look like. Then you just got to scroll back. As you start to see these with some wear, swap them out for new ones. Probably get another 5,000 to 6,000 miles, maybe a bit longer, depending on how long the car, how the car is used, how often it sees 9,000 RPM. That's the easiest way to take care of this and to have some peace of mind about it. You got eyeballs on it. You have some ability to stay in front of it. We're working with Jacob at Spec German and his team. We have a local customer who's coming in, and Charles is going to help Jacob to do this first time. Charles has already done this on my 14 GT3 a long time ago. When we took that one apart with 3,000 miles on it, we were already seeing scoring to this extent. In fact, I think that's where these came from. Yeah, these are mine because he replaced them with the new ones that we bought when we saw these. So this was 3,000 miles from a 2014 GT3. So to think that you are immune or my GT4RS is immune, this doesn't happen on the G6. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, fellas. It does. This is a geometry problem. This isn't a DLC coding problem or a metallurgy problem. This is a geometry problem because the geometry is such that as this all spins around, the finger follower squeegees the cam, especially at higher RPM. So get in there, get your stuff, get a look on it, and get them replaced. And then don't worry about it. It's not a, what oil do I use or what chicken blood do I throw at the car and what phase of the moon. None of that's going to change anything. Just find the part that's the problem and swap it out. These aren't that expensive, honestly. At the time, way back in the day, I want to say they were like $40 or $50 each. So not horrendous. They're not $5,000 each or something crazy. The solution that we were coming up with at that time was new fingers, new camshafts, solid lifters, a whole slew of things, and it was going to end up being $32,000 to $35,000 in parts for high precision, valve train worthy parts in very low volume. So I don't know that that's a great way to do this. That's why just go in there and change these. So enough said on that. Finger follower stuff. I know we're going to get a slew of questions on this. Oh, that guy's full of crap. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Although I was one of the first ones to write this up on Renlist 6 years ago, something like that. I forget. It's like 17, 18, something along those lines. So take it for what it is. I make no money by telling you how to do this. So there you go. Sometimes free advice is the best kind because you can't come back to me and say it didn't work because I didn't take any of your money. I'm just some random dude telling you some random shit on the internet. So you should know better than listen to random people telling you random shit. What else? Anybody got some quick hits for me before we take off? Watch Caleb's video. Justin's got some good ones. We put up the 4RS exhaust comparison, of which a number of people, it looks like, are looking at it. We're almost up to 1,000 views. Is that right? 709, feeling fine. Check it out. This is what this is about. Also, anyone who hasn't viewed it, take a look at our Aerodynamics 101. You might get learnt something. We are going to finish out our short clips and reels on the Aerodynamics 101, and then we'll have another full length, maybe even 2 or 3, depending on how we figure out to break it up, where Charles and I go through how an engine works. Oof. That was We're planning on that being an hour and a half, and it was 3 hours chock full of goodness, chock full of anecdotal goodness. So we're excited to get that out for you guys. I know that a lot of folks have been asking us for more kind of educational type topics. The next one we are lining up is most likely one on metallurgy, because their stainless steel is not all the same. And for some that stainless steel is not all the same, and there is a lot of unfortunate, I'll say, marketing data on the internet, not technical data on the internet about why you would use what material for an exhaust. Thick Inconel, probably not great for an exhaust. It's going to make it heavier than it needs to be, but it says Inconel, and so everybody thinks Inconel is better. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll talk about that in our metallurgy 101, or whatever it is we end up calling it. So 304 equals poopies. This is true. It's good for, I don't know, like forks and knives. Maybe dental picks that need to be cleaned over and over again in steam. I don't know what 304 is good for. I'm not a metallurgist. I'm just a chemical engineer that's been talking out of my ass for years. So yeah, it's about hamburger time for me. And hopefully it's about dinner time for all of y'all. And got to go to bed a little earlier than normal tonight. Got to be up with the dawn to go get some burritos and bring them to the boys at the track. And root on some new lab rats out on their first exercises in a while. So hopefully you all had a wonderful week. Mine was a little rough, but I'm getting through it. We made it through. So be good to have a little downtime on the weekend and hit it cracking at it next week. Ain't no reason to lament what has gone by. Curry oxtail, brother. That's making Justin and I just like fatty, rich, and curry. Delicious. That sounds quite delicious, my friend. So I'm gonna go get some hamburgers. It's my Friday. Yes, sir. I will see you, Dougie. I'll see you in the morning with a flourless, a carb. Yeah, supercar 3 hours and 35-degree temps. We're gonna have to take it slow, get them warm. We do stuff that is not necessarily on the instruction sheet in the Northwest. So, winter track days, we've done a couple of them. Cup 2s, technically, you can't run at low temps either. You just can't shock them, bring them up slow. It's all right. We do what we can. Nobody's gonna hurt themselves. We'll make sure of that. I'll grab my helmet. Helmet's in the car. I'm going to take the Ferrari home tonight, so that should be fun. Yeah, pretty much. Half a session warming up the tires. Enjoy yourself at COTA, Larry. And I will see some of you tomorrow. And get your finger followers visually inspected. Get them changed. Don't wait for shit to explode. Catch on fire behind you. Fire's bad. Just saying, in case you didn't know. So, I will talk to you guys next week. Yeah, I'm out. Talk to you guys later. Good night.